Hello there, LinkedIn. It's Leslie Waldron here. I'm an integrative women's health coach and I support women who might be struggling through their 40s and 50s to balance and juggle all of the plates. Often with the impact of hormone change, it might really highlight the things that just aren't working, and it can feel really hard for us to work out how to prioritise. So I thought I'd just share with you 3 really small micro actions. And I mean micro, I mean small, I mean things that you can do when feel like you've got no time, that might help you sort of stave off that overwhelm and also find the space to think about what it is that you want to prioritise next. So the first one is to take a breath, to take a deep grounding breath. Whenever you notice the surge of anxiety or overwhelm hit you. So it can be really helpful just to put both feet on the ground and just feel that connection with the ground. And then just take a deep breath that goes all the way down into your belly and breathe out slowly and with control. Super simple. I had a client, I suggested that she did this. She went from meeting to meeting to meeting to meeting all day. She was building a team and for a global project that was really exciting. She was so excited about it, but she was worried about overwhelm and worried about keeping kind of all of the plates spinning in the air. And so one of the first things I had to do was to do this in between every Zoom meeting, every Teams meeting, whatever it was, to take that deep grounding breath. And if there was time, to take 3. And if there was time, to take 3 breaths and a big sip of water before going into the next meeting, to stay hydrated and to stay calm and to stay on top of all of the spinning plates. So that can be really important and really useful. Another thing, a tiny micro action that is sometimes easier said than done, is to start to give yourself a regular bedtime, to go to bed at the same time every night and to switch off screens and devices at least an hour before that time, so that you might be going around tidying up or getting ready for the next day, but you're not being stimulated and that your brain has a little bit of a chance to unwind and unpack before bed. And I do that by just having an alarm on my phone that tells me that my screen time is up, but also that just is like a prompt. It's like, that's my promise to myself that I will be going up, getting ready and going up to bed. Turning off screens an hour before that time might feel hard. You could start with half an hour, and you could start with just noticing what the difference is, allowing yourself a sleep window of at least 7 hours if you can. We're all different when it comes to sleep, but to have a play with that as a micro habit of having a bedtime. And I always say when we start with these habits, if we can get there 4 or 5 nights out of 7, then that's great. And notice what gets in the way on those other nights, and if those can shift and change too. And the third habit is to notice the words that you're saying to yourself sometimes, because if you are constantly telling yourself that you are overwhelmed, is that you are that you're stressed, that you're tired, that you're busy, then your brain kind of believes that and it becomes kind of a self-perpetuating thing. So it means that you're always justifying that. And so if we can just notice those thoughts, which again is easier said than done, but it could be that first thing in the morning, I think, what does Mel Robbins has her high 5 habit first thing in the morning, where you give yourself a high 5 in the mirror and tell yourself you're doing a great job. But one of the things you could do is, when you're taking that breath, is to start to say, well done, to be gentle and kind to yourself, to allow yourself the space to be doing really well. And then we might layer on top of that things like staying well hydrated and bringing in planning good meals, getting movement in. I guess my 4th bonus point would be to get a walk outside every day, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Perhaps after you finish an evening meal, to allow space to between the meal and whatever happens next to just go for a 10-minute walk up and down the road and back again. Anyway, I hope you find those useful. It's my intention to start bringing you a few more videos, to stop hiding away, and to introduce you to not only to what health coaching is, but also to some of these key issues for us that arise around our 40s and 50s, around perimenopause and menopause, and the things that we can do that support our well-being now and for our long-term health. Have a lovely weekend all. See you soon. Bye.